It took 7 games. The Miami Heat defeated the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals and are headed to another NBA Finals. The Heat have quietly become one of the most successful teams in basketball this century. We don't look at them like that, but they have. More successful than the Celtics with all their history and success. I took the Celtics to win Game 7 and be the first to come back 3-0. The Heat played the better game. They played the cleaner game. They had enough offense. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. Jimmy Butler, 28 points. Not the most efficient shooting night, but he filled up the box score. 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. Caleb Martin was that second guy who did step up. And I should have said that earlier in the series. But in Game 7, 11 of 16, 4 of 6 from 3. He actually had 10 rebounds too. So he had 26 points, 10 rebounds. Bam, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. And then Gabe Vincent added 10. Duncan Robinson added 10 off the bench. And then the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics were the more talented team. I think they were the more talented team, you could argue, against the Warriors last year, and the inexperience got to them. This year, that was not an excuse. Jason Tatum, well, he turned his ankle at the beginning of the game. I don't know how much that really affected the game. I don't think it would have changed the outcome as good as he was. Was he going to drop 50 points in this game? Probably not. He was 5 of 13 from the field, 11 rebounds, 4 assists to go with only 14 points. He was grimacing. There's no doubt it did hurt him. But he's also a very inconsistent player, as good as he is. Jaylen Brown's received much criticism. He was 8 of 23 overall, 1 of 9 from 3, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, but 8 turnovers, and he got into foul trouble. He ended up with 5 fouls. Marcus Smart and White cooled off from 3. They really didn't receive much help from the bench. And the Celtics lose by 19 points. It was a 19-point loss for the Celtics at home, and they really don't have a home court advantage at home. If you've seen the way they played in big games in Boston, you say, well, it's historic Boston, and they've had all the history of success and winning against the East Coast. It hasn't mattered much, has it? So the Heat win on the road. They advance to the finals again. You think about it's 2006, they went to the finals, 2011, 12, 13, 14, the 4 straight years with LeBron and Dwayne Wade. 2020, the bubble one against the Lakers, and now in 2023. And then you have the Denver Nuggets, who have been waiting and waiting for their opponent, and they want to get this series started. What I really respect about both of these teams is they are teams. They were built the right way, and their star players really deflect the attention and receiving the glory. That's Jokic, and you see that with Jimmy Butler too. They don't have the big personalities. They don't show off. They genuinely seem to like each other, and no one's really above the rest of the teammates. I mean, you know who the best players are on the two teams. Yeah, and I just want to stress that they are teams. Well, the Nuggets come this series, again, with their history, never winning a final, so they're eager to win one. They're a first seed in the West against the Heat, who are an 8 seed. An 8 seed knocked off the 1 seed in the East. What does this do for legacies in this series? And we'll get to the players themselves and how these two teams match up. But Jokic, a 2-time MVP, should have been a 3-time MVP. Well, it's all about getting the ring. You put yourself in the elite of elite category if you get a ring, and then you can win a Finals MVP on top of doing everything you could possibly do in the regular season, which he has done. And then you look at the Heat. Well, they've had lots and lots of success, but Jimmy Butler doesn't have a ring himself, and he's in his early to mid-30s at this point. And how many more opportunities is he going to get? So you actually have two teams that are motivated and hungry, and I think when you look at their playoff runs, they were the teams that wanted it the most. As far as a pick goes, I'll get to that in a moment. Let's look at the individual matchups here that you have. You have a bigger team, obviously, with the Nuggets. Everything goes through Jokic. You have more firepower with the Nuggets. You could argue that the Heat perhaps have a little more off the bench if you have Kevin Love playing, which he really didn't in the second half of this series. And then if they get Tyler Hero back, then he could potentially contribute. I don't know how much you could expect out of him, but I think the starting lineup is so much stronger for the Nuggets. It's overwhelmingly stronger, that they're playing their best basketball right now when it matters. They have the home court advantage. No one has won. They are undefeated at home. They have the home court advantage. They have the best player in the series. I know when they played in the regular season that they were close matchups. I don't think that matters right now. I don't. I think these two teams are both quite different, and the Nuggets are playing on a higher level. Jimmy Butler, to compete in the series, he's going to have to switch it on and be that super Jimmy Butler again. And there's just no answer for Jokic. And I think they can try as hard as they want. And let's give some... I think you got two very good head coaches, too. These are likable teams. And I would have liked to see the Heat win if it was a different opponent and if it was a different year. This is the year of Jokic. This is the year of the Nuggets. And as hard as the Heat play, as disciplined and as good a defensive team they are, and as well coached as they are, and Eric Spoelstra needs to get more credit, the Nuggets are going to win this in 5 at the most. It could be a sweep. I mean, the Heat could play 4 good games and lose all 4. Oh, I think we're headed towards a short series, and I fully expect Nikola Jokic to lead his team to their first title and to be the NBA Finals MVP.